Counter-Strike, well, Counter-Strike is a game of, and a tale, moreover, of two halves. And in this one, we saw a 10-5 first half, followed by what was a rather one-sided second half. ENCE only able to put one CT-sided round on the board to the 6 T-sided rounds of Vitality, who eventually closed it out 16-6. And we do have a clear victor here on our first map of Mirage. Welcome back, everybody, to the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. And with me, of course, is that of Pimp and Vendetta. And these guys, they are feeling it right now, really reeling in those predictions, aren't we, Jacob?
Yeah, I mean, I did make one mistake in that whole pre-segment beforehand, and I didn't take into account that they're playing against Saivu. So my bad, guys, my bad. Vitality obviously the better team here.
I think you even said, like, oh no, if they can handle the best player in the world in Simple, Saivu shouldn't be a problem. That's
I think
you made up in your
word
mind.
for word.
That's something I made up in your mind. Yeah, no.
And, actually, we could probably find a VOD of that and actually have it replayed over and over again, but we'll leave that to somebody that's in charge of such things. Speaking of being in charge, it is Vitality in charge right now, and by a large margin. They look comfortable after the first half. They have a few rounds that they have to answer for, but ultimately, this is the Vitality that I signed up to watch today.
Yeah, no, I'd absolutely agree. I think for the better part of the first half, we see, obviously, after, I guess the shenanigans of pistols and initial rounds, we see a Vitality team that's supremely confident in how they play their CT side. They were so happy to put RPK as the sole defender over towards B, which has allowed Shox to play more towards the middle area from Catwalk. They could play fairly compact over towards the A bomb site, and when there's like somewhat lackluster executes and you can never win out your opening duels for ENCE, then it becomes pretty much just a feeding frenzy for a player like Saivu. And I also think Masuda did a pretty solid job over on that A bomb site in terms of complimenting him.
Yeah, talk to me about Masuda, Jacob. Let's talk a little bit about this player who I don't think slides under the radar necessarily, but I think that he's been pretty impactful for what little bit of time he's spent here with inside the Vitality camp.
He's done all right. I think he's a player that is slowly but surely growing into the role within the lineup. I think Halvor brought up a good point coming into this game that if he can find the next level, if he can grow a little bit faster and grow into become a more vital part of this lineup, he can be the X factor sort of. He can be the guy that is going to push him to the next level. So seeing him play well is good, but I will say though that it's not like I've been amazed with the way he's playing. He's solid, he's all right, but he's not like a guy that is taking over the game right now for Vitality.
Yeah, would you agree?
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. Like, in terms of this game, he performs well, but, obviously outside of Saivu, I think you'd have to look towards, I guess the old faithful in terms of like RPK, et cetera, how he, throughout that CT side actually comes through the clutch into 1vx situations and actually maintains, that economic advantage and allows for Vitality to go on a bit of a run. But again, like any signs of improvement is a positive for Vitality.
And that's what I've been saying about Jacob for years, but Jacob is just going to have to sit back and take in some of the show here and really just enjoy it. The Saivu show, that is. Jacob, what are we looking at?
We're looking at a highlight package here from Saivu. We're looking at him going absolutely crazy with the AWP. I did some calculations and I thought to myself, all right, this dude is shooting a lot of people with the AWP. 17 of his 19 frags in that first half came off the AWP. The only 2 frags he didn't get with the big gun was with the USP in the pistol round. Apart from that, he just kept it silent and just shot people with the AWP, as we see right here on your screen. 12 of those kills came in the last 5 rounds, so no matter what ENCE tried to do to get back into the game when they got off to that, they got off to a good start and then it slowed down, then Saivu just took over the game completely by himself. Look at some of these shots, hitting it left, right, and center. There's a reason why he's one of the best players in the world.
That left, right, good night, and exactly what we'd be looking for here. And it's going to be an even better night for Vitality if they can take Dust 2, which is the next map in our series. One thing that we have to consider right there going into this is yesterday Vitality looked very good, Halvor.
Yeah, no, they absolutely did. I think Dust 2 is going to allow for ENCE to potentially rock that double op a little bit easier on Mirage. Not necessarily that Mirage doesn't allow for it, but Dust 2 is like the homestead of double ops. I think ENCE are going to be a little bit more comfortable here. It should be a pretty close game, and ENCE can definitely take this to a third.
Well, let's find out if they do. Dust 2's next. We're going to go to Nuke if we have to, but currently Vitality have other plans today. And maybe you do too, but the only plans that you should have should be right here with us at the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. We will return in just a few minutes.
Welcome back to Vitality taking on ENCE here at DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. We've done the first map. Harry done and dusted pretty quick, if anything. Vitality sweep the board over on ENCE's map pick. We now head to Dust 2.
Done and dusted. I get it, Hugo, because the map now is Dust 2. A map that we know, a map that we love. Maybe not. Maybe we don't love it. But
we know it, for sure.
We know it. And we know it like the back of our hands. You can see the Betway odds. They feel like they know the game as well. They put this one in favor of Team Vitality.
For the love of the game, Harry.
After their performance in that first map, the map pick of ENCE, I think that's with good reason. Dust 2 is a real proving ground for the Vitality boys. Early on, Alu opening up with a double out here at long, and he does have support from 2 more players. This leaves Masuta trapped at the blue bin, and Alu cements his 3rd kill as a result. Apex and RPK left trickling in behind in a 2-on-5. They're going to try and change the avenue of approach. They look to get out over here towards this B site. Still a man here, still Yampi lying in wait. He's got a date with Destiny.
Yeah, good reaction from Yampi. He pushed lower, but he realized that Vitality was going for a mid to B, so he had to double back. He gave them the plant, but he won't give them the round. ENCE coming in for the retake, and things are swift and simple for this CT side. And that's exactly where I wanted ENCE to start as well, right? We talked about that double AWP factor back on Mirage. ENCE, they only played like 5 rounds in that second half, so we didn't really get to see the double AWP more than once or twice. So now, at least early in the CT side, we got a bare minimum of those 15 rounds getting played. Plenty of chances for Yampi and Alu to really run the board here. Oh, but Vitality, they did this exact same thing versus NIP yesterday. The second round forced by with 3 rifles. Alu's got the AWP, man, early on. 4 kills in the pistol has poised him for this AWP in the second round of the game. You don't always see that come through, and obviously the risk is the lack of head armor, but the reward, well, I shouldn't have to tell you that. It's pretty clear. Vitality playing a slow round here around the rifles, waiting for RPK and ZywOo to find some success. Obviously, Masuta and Apex, who dropped these AK-47s over, are left to just Eagles with no armor either. So they can either be sent in first as, you know, essentially bait, so Vitality can trade, or they can try and stay alive and let the rifles do their bidding, so that these Deagles can come alive in the post plant. We'll see where Vitality want to take these Ts. Up towards the catwalk right now. A re-smoke has come down from Sunny. He's got a grenade poised and an SMG. He'll likely just take a shot and drop off towards CT. Let Alu do the main work up from the car side of things. Vitality, they're really not rushing this A-bomb side. They are taking their sweet, sweet time to get in control, to get in position. And they may not even go at all. Looking tempted for a bit of a mid play as well. The bomb is on Cat, 2 in mid for Vitality, getting info, trying to work out where that rotate player is, where that mid player is. They're going to smoke mid to B, actually forces Sunny off. He doesn't even get a chance to fire, and he's missed all the information. It's a fake, it's an A commitment. ZywOo getting flashed up. This is Alu's time to shine.
Certainly is. In with the first. Looking for a little bit more, but it's actually going to be RPK to put up this first kill, or second kill in the round rather, finding that equalizer and allowing the bomb plant to come through in this force buy for Vitality. Now the retake is on. ENCE 4-on-4, and Yampi getting up through the ramp. No one is ready for a player to be this deep, and so Yampi could tear this whole round apart. A nice deeg from Apex, and Yampi still concealed in this smoke. Gets real close, real personal. And ZywOo, he takes it personally as well and does trade for his IGL. Alu's left to run for the hills, and the force fight for Vitality yields them results. Alu spotting the elbow of Shox. They're not going to take this AWP out of his hands just yet.
Yeah, yet though being the key word, because look at RPK. He is ready to play, and he's going to get that AWP for free. Might even be able to pick it up. It fell down into the suicide area. So yeah, nice little upgrade there for ZywOo. He will not be complaining about the second round AWP. And right there is the danger of the second round AWP, because you're giving it away to your opponents with a faster round, with those pistols coming into success. I mean, it is mainly the rifles, of course, of Vitality that were forced, but now it's the force coming from ENCE as their money has been drained. Alu on the scout. We got pistols elsewhere. So we're watching mid late. He deals with that scout nice and early. Yampi's close B, attempted to push with Sergej as well. This is quite a duo as well. Yampi and Sergej playing a bomb site together. I'm standing for these two. And they can't stand being left on B here. They're going to get aggressive. They cleared this out. ENCE actually have no one on the A side. They're double mid right now, and so this is essentially a retake or a save for ENCE. Shox needs to be careful, but he's got his wits about him. Turns around for one. Aerial trades. That's an AK. That's a save. Aerial will get away. The other two players can either play bodyguard or can try and assist and get some more kills, take some more guns away. They're going to group up together in the spawn. Yampi's found the scout for the body of Alu, and things are okay for ENCE, but it's still going to be Vitality taking the 2-1 lead. ENCE making do with what they've got. Sergej playing a bit of footy in his off time. Right now, the balls are well and truly in Vitality's court as they keep this AWP standing tall. I heard you like ecos, Harry. We have another one.
Yeah. You know, they're nice, Hugo. They're always good, but you know, we can see that with the AK held forward, and you know, players holding onto the deegs and armor and things like that. You know, this little round here isn't as much of a walk in the park as it usually is for Vitality. This isn't going to be like an easy guaranteed third, not with shots like that coming in from Alu. That's a nice long little kill feed there.
I've seen better.
Could always be better, Alu. But still, pretty cool nonetheless, right? Aerial looking down into the lower tunnels from the top this boost. Now, there's no one here for Vitality. But this round is already scary, right? Like, you've lost Zywoo, you're a man down. There is still weapons on the side of ENCE. And if this scout's able to get like a couple of tags off, right, and soften these players up, then this round can still spiral out of control for Vitality.
But Shox has picked up the all parry, and I always love watching Shox on the AWP, right? Zywoo, of course, you know, not discrediting him, but when he does die, when Shox is low and we see Bogdan's Law come into effect, it's always a good bit of entertainment here for Vitality. So let's see what he can do with it. He's got the bomb on his back, and the T's are making their way out long. Here's the flank for Sergej. It's not being covered, not yet. Apex is playing timing in the spawn, but he's watching the B push right now, so Sergej has a window. Unfortunately, he's missed that window. It's shut as Apex comes back to this position. He might get heard running towards long, and that could be info Sergej uses against him. Yeah, he definitely heard that. And now he can come in and try and backstab as he knows Vitality of 4-man committed to this site. The B rotate coming off the back of that info as well. That's a really safe play by Sergej with a man advantage. And now Aerial with the AK looks to make things painful for Vitality. He gets one. Shox trades, holding the backline as well. And he's ready in time for Sergej. Great shot. Boost up can come from Yampi, but that's spam. And the Molotov and the grenade. Oh my, Vitality throw everything and the kitchen sink into CT spawn. And well, ENCE, they've sunk deep in this round. It's just Alu, and he's going to get crouch peeked by Shox. 4 kills on the AWP. I said I wanted to see it, Harry, and boy, does it do it justice. Shox coming alive. It's just, what can you do? What can you do there? Look at that round for ENCE. That is a shambles. Very unfortunate stuff with the grenades coming into spawn and Vitality. Well, now they finally got at least a challenge on their hands. ENCE on a buy round. It's been back-to-back force ecos here for ENCE. So fast play out long for Mizuta. He had the spawn. He beats the molly. And I don't know if Sunny's realized that he's tucked behind the bins.
Is just being so patient. His patience wears thin, and he will deal with Sunny over here at long. Slowdown for Vitality. They wait patiently, expecting these kills to get delivered. And Apex, his crosshair was in the right place to the point where, like, I don't even think he realized he had that kill locked in, but he does just snatch it away. Sergej comes in with his attempt to keep this in the advantage of ENCE, but it does leave one man and one man only in this A site. Sergej immediately shut down, or not Sergej rather, it's actually Alu. I just can't read, Hugo. I do it by pictures, and when we're not watching the person, it's very hard for me to know. But right now, I know we're on Sergej. I recognize that beautiful face anywhere. He's going to try and hold on to this M4. But the rest of Vitality might come shutting him down. That's Shox right there. I can see that now, thanks to the picture, Hugo. Let's do it one by one. We could go through them. RPK, how could you forget that cheeky, charming, devilish smile?
Were you more about novels or coloring books as a kid, Harry?
Pardon?
Were you more about novels or coloring books as a kid? I could kind of guess.
Novels are pretty cool. Like, I like the way like the big clump of like words looked, right? Like that was kind of
like
interesting.
a pretty picture.
But yeah, I don't think it has anything on like the artwork in picture books.
Ooh, Sergej, that is sneaky beaky. He let Shox pass. Shox wasn't even looking at him as well. Sergej could have just shot him in the back of the head, but playing it safe, right? Not wanting to even take the fight, wanted to get away with a gun, and he will. It's a small victory for ENCE in an otherwise sea of regret as Vitality sit 4-1 up, and ENCE only field a single rifle in this round. Sergej, where's he gone? Alone in the B-bomb site right now. And that's probably a good spot, right? If Vitality hit B, you have your best chance of winning it. If they don't, then you can save this again for another round. And, well, Vitality... We know they have those B plays up their sleeve. That's what's so good about this T side, is right now we're just seeing very slow, methodical gameplay from Vitality, but at any point when they start to feel confident, when they start to feel like they have ENCE conditioned, they can just throw in one of these really quick mid to B plays or fast cat it, throw a player into CT spawn like RPK and then just drop back and take B. You know, loads of ideas on this Vitality side that we've seen on Dust 2. So right now things are just very standard, and as they should be, as they rid the round of these ecos. I say that though, pistol kills coming through, ENCE finding something. If Vitality avoid this, they will be able to win the round, but they will be able to also give guns over. Sunny is going to be able to get himself an upgrade and a chance to make this round expensive. A single kill would do that, and now he can do more. Shox is gone. Taiwu planting and RPK covering from the window, but he's not looking to play aggressively. Sunny's coming in for the tunnels. This will be the last thing Vitality expect, but right now they cleared out middle. That's a big play for Vitality. Huge risk, huge reward. Now they can play in the middle area, watching the tunnels. Taiwu is posted, and Sunny, he's going to need a pre-fire one tap on the left eye peak. I'm not holding out for it, but let's see.
He might force the man out into the open at least, but it's the whereabouts of RPK. The molly actually burns Zaiwu out. However, RPK, the cheeky man, drops the molly into the site. It wasn't actually on the bomb. I thought it was. I think he just misunderstood where it was planted for, but it doesn't matter. There wasn't enough time for Sunny anyway. He does, however, want to get this AWP. He's hoping that the bomb has blown it his way. However, it has not, and so no AWP save today. Vitality up to this commanding lead. Kind of what we expected here on Dust. It felt like Mirage had to be a lock-in for ENCE if they wanted to take this series all three, at least when you consider how good Vitality have looked on this map as of late.
It did feel nice with the map pool, though, at least going into this series, the fact that both teams play both maps, right? And ENCE certainly can and will play Dust 2, so, you know, they should be able to put up a fight. But right now, it's not the strong start that ENCE showed us on Mirage that fell apart. It's a quick beginning for Vitality and a 5-1 lead that might get broken as Yampi breaks his wrist with the flick. It's going to snap back to RPK and retreat to the B bomb site. Split 2-2 at ENCE. So Vitality, they have two on twos. That's a lot of twos. And well, they're going to be making their way up towards the A site with them. Alu flashed off. Oh, he doesn't take the shot, but he is going to have a chance at renegotiating the angle. Taiwu posted, and Alu flash past his position. Taiwu's going to take it. Shox tagging Alu to slow him down midair. That molly is good, but Taiwu, he knows now where that player is, and he's going to hunt him down to the ends of the earth. Smoke on the site. Taiwu wants a fight, and he might just get it, but not the way he wanted. Yampi taking him down, and Shox dinks immediately with a bomb. Oh dear. Oh no, it's just not happening. Sergej finds the damage. Yampi gets a kill with a pistol, and that's going to be the round taken by ENCE. They do it. Despite that 2-on-2 going the way of Vitality initially, it's the rotates that are the biggest problem. Alu getting messed around with on the long side of things, trying to hold that catwalk. Good utility from Vitality there to flash back into the fight. So I was waiting for a mid pick, but you can notice that player in mid. Yampi's only watching for the top right side of mid. He might peek late. He often does this, just hold for this angle and then go towards a suicide spot. But right now, he's just being patient and waiting. We'll see if things change. Yampi now considering lower as well, so not even going to go for it. Safe decision. Don't give ENCE a disadvantage early in this round. Re-smoke on long will pull Alu back to watch catwalk. Yampi's now lost control of middle, so they need to be aware of the chance of Vitality of setting up towards that A bomb site.
Smoke drop to allow this cross up onto the catwalk. While this AWP has been firing off in mid, Alu waits patiently with his in the drop-down spot. Gets that shot off, but doesn't find a connection. And Vitality pumping the brakes, but albeit briefly, they go back towards long, looking to split this A bomb site. And with a 3-man stack over towards B right now, a pretty heavy lean towards this side of the map. It falls to Aerial and Alu to try and give this A site the protection it needs.
Ooh, that's a spray and a half, though. The bomb's been removed, and the round might follow as well. He's going to flash up for Alu as the players come up cap. Zywoo's here late on long with a trade. Comes at the cost of 90 health, a dink damage. Oh, what? RPK? Can he even see him? The kill feed doesn't suggest, but RPK with a 1 bullet to Alu. Zywoo needs to throw this bomb across. He's 10 health. He could die to a bullet. It's 10 seconds. You need to go, Zywoo. You got to commit. You got to cover your team. And now Sergej's dropped Shox, trying to retrieve that package. It's just not happening. Zywoo had to cross, and that cast smoke didn't really provide all too much help nor cover here for Vitality. Bit of a mess. Maybe not reading the clock. And ENCE, they're going to pick it up. That being said, like, if Zywoo tries to jump across there, he probably dies as well. So there's no easy way out of that round. But yeah, I mean, what else can you do? Look at this. What? Huh? Oh, okay. It faded for RPK, as it often does for a player sitting inside the smoke. We see Rain do that for FaZe, where he sits in that smoke and watches CT for a long rotation. Right now, Vitality have broke those, and ENCE finally getting in control of this game.
Getting pressured by these Glocks, but it's not really going to crumble just yet. Does get dinked on the repeat, but both these AWPs fighting their way into mid could present a bit of a problem if they do go down. However, Ollie will keep Vitality out of the mid area. There's a path up through short right now, though, and they're going to be allowed this bomb plant at the very, very least. This is a full eco round from Vitality, and we're into a 3-on-3 with the bomb planted. They're now in a good spot to try and do some damage here. With Yampi tagged up earlier on, there is a shot that you could convert this, but a lot of it is going to rely on whittling down this clock and forcing ENCE into some fights that they just don't want to take. This MP9 could do a hell of a lot. Apex finding another. Once again, quick reminder, full eco round for Vitality. It's Glocks besting ENCE in this round. Oh dear, the Glocks have done it.
Aerial, man, he fired like 110 bullets. I didn't even know the A1S had that many bullets in his mag, and he can't hit that player hiding behind the barrels on the site. Great round from Shox and Co, though. That post plant above catwalk, often checked, often the shadow gives you away, but right now for Vitality, it's going to win them an eco, Harry. Like you say, that is despicable. That should not be happening. Alu's on a glass AWP. Yampi can't afford his, and so it's back to rifles with limited, if any, utility here for ENCE. No kits either. Retake potential off the board, off the cards. Nice shot for Alu. They try and chase him down, this Yampi close in middle, but already they've rid him of the round. Yampi doesn't get checked, he trades, and now there's an AWP drop behind him. If he can get out of here alive, he can get away with one, but he'd rather take it away from the enemies instead. Finding Zywoo and traded by RPK. The bomb's on Cat, and Shox will grab control back of it. Will they bail at B, or will they just commit with the play? This is a good call. Aerial's on the long flank, they don't realize, but all that's going to do is give them an empty A site.
Once again, this A site being a bit of a problem now. The rotations are thick and fast in through catwalk. However, Shox is already on the angle. And now with 2 sets of nades coming through, he knows that both players are there, but the shot does connect. RPK, however, the tank takes it into his own hands. And we'll find the 7th round on the board for Team Vitality. Things go from bad to worse here for ENCE, because now their money has run out, Hugo. It's likely just going to be pistols for them in this round. Should be ENCE moving even further into the lead. The Vitality moving even further into the lead, rather.
Words are hard, man. Especially names. ENCE, they have set heavy in middle, right? Bit of a cat play for 2, but 3 on the left side of mid. They're going to burst mid with this flashbang from Sunny. He's jump spotting. Now lining it up, ready to go. Waiting for Vitality to take some mid-control first, and Apex finally does, but he takes a kill with it. Oh, through the door, Apex. Any more? RPK is going to try and assist from lower, doing some damage, and well, Shox will steal the kill away. Apex with his third, and boy oh boy, this flashbang found very little value for ENCE as they get picked up one by one. And I don't know, they set up for like a mid crunch, but they just give Apex these individual fights. And I feel like ENCE could have just, you know, after losing that first man up catwalk, they could have just tucked in, waited for Vitality to get close, and then just thrown the flash and burst. But they give the AWP a lot of room to move, and Apex a lot of individual battles. It doesn't matter though, it's an eco, and now we come back in with double loss for ENCE. This has been a bit of a shining star for them, but will it show up in this round?
Yampy's at least going to be available with it for a speedy rotation over towards this B site, and that is where Team Vitality are kind of leaning towards right now. They've got Shox up on catwalk, and he's looking to keep the attention of ENCE at this A bomb site, and also maybe look to drop CT, coming on a bit of a lurk, but I imagine they're just going to use him to cut off these rotations in mid. Yampy delivering one, but Apex and Masuta immediately open up with the kills needed. And already, if you're looking at this from the ENCE side, this is a save, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to go for this 3-on-4.
And this is what I mentioned earlier as well. Sorry to cut you off. It's like, you know, Vitality, they've been just going for A every round, and we haven't even seen these fast B plays. Like, ENCE haven't had any idea of what, you know, what trickery, what trouble that Vitality can present them with B. And anyone who knows us too knows how much of a problem this map is for CT defense. Like, Vitality, they just rush, they trade, they win the round. That's it, 2 kills. And they can do that. They can just keep doing that, Harry. That's the issue. Like, oh, Dust 2, man. It can be brutal at the best of times. ENCE are running out of chances. Not so easy after all.
Bit of a rough scoreline, isn't it? 9-3. Not really showing any signs of stemming the bleeding here for ENCE either. Aerial this time boosted fast onto catwalk is going to open up, and immediately, right, the decision is made. Okay, we take one away, we run. We hide, and we take this 5-on-4. We're going to play passively back within these sites and really make Vitality work to get back into this round.
Just there's one thing Vitality are ready to do, it's work to get back into this round. A man down right now up on the catwalk with a long lurk and Shox. No util for him. He's all out of the fight. Blocked smoke. Oh, no, that's going to cut Vitality off. They just got to go through at this point. Screw it. Let's commit, they say, as the flash goes over the top. Alu gets blinded on the second time around, but not for long enough. He fires off, finds Masuta. Any more for Alu? Of course, he's got 2. Won't be ready for ZywOo being this deep. And so that's 1 frag the way of Vitality, but 1 is all they have in this round. That bomb still dropped, and they need to go back for it. Yampy won't let them. Shox in middle. No long pushes come through. No kills have presented themselves. He's going to run up cap very loud about it. And, well, he will meet a man on the other side. Shox. Quick deletion of Yampy from this round, but the trade is there, and ENCE are able to put 4 on the board. This CT side can be recovered after all. It's not over till it's over, and ENCE know that fact. Some nice play shots from Alu's AWP. Maybe that can give them the confidence they need to get back in control.
Real able to open up this round again with the man advantage for ENCE. It's him once more, striking an early man from the tally, and it's the same man, same situation. 4-on-5 again for Team Vitality. This time though, a bit of a difference. They set up down here in the lower tunnels and start to migrate in towards B. Now Masuta and Shox throwing in this utility, and this time Shox is going to attempt the CT drop down. He gets in, but gets spotted by the player at B. That was Sergej getting that information. The rest of Team Vitality splitting in through middle, fast as they can get it. The flashes go in, and RPK opening up with the double. Yampy and Sergej both get deleted. Shox was still lurking down here in CT. Now, him falling has given over a 3-on-3, and ENCE, they're definitely tempted now, right? If that kill hadn't come through, that just wouldn't have been the case. Running over here in the tunnels, immediately shut down by Masuta, and now it might be back to that save call once again.
ENCE had, Vitality had 3 mollies in this round in the post part. They just cycled molly after molly in the window, and right now ENCE can't even get back into the round, rather. Sonny tries to flank tunnels, but Vitality, they miss their flashback, and they still just delete him from the round. Lovely stuff from Mizuta and co. It's going to be 10 for Vitality, and 1 left of the half for ENCE to really find anything here. 10-5 is not going to be feeling too pretty for ENCE, but it's all they can do. And even then, it might not be attainable. Vitality, they're rocking the board. They've got the money. Look at these entries from RPK. Things are just lining up right now for them. And this is a confident Vitality that I would not want to be on the other end of. Double up down mid, taking those fights. ZywOo's going to rush long for his spawn, but Shox will be covering the cross. There's nothing seen, and smoke it as usual. And the smoke on long. ZywOo doesn't care about your utility. Apex tagged up on Cat again. Can't afford to go down early, but he'll run right out middle here, trying to get some information, trying to work out the setup maybe of ENCE. And, well, he dies, but he at least knows that both Alu on Cat with the AWP and a man in the middle remain.
Once again, Vitality just leading back towards this B site. Now, Yampi aggressing into the tunnels. This could make or break this round. With that shot missing, his timer expires. RPK dropped on the entry. And now ZywOo coming in with a cat lurk with the AWP. This is really not the most conventional position for ZywOo to be in. But when does this man ever do anything by the book? He's going to try and come in through CT. Now, Aerial is keeping an eye on this very idea. And the shadow might have been seen there, but no, ZywOo down from the catwalk. Cat-like reflexes as well. He bounds in with another. Sergej rotating up through short side. Alu is going to shut down ZywOo. 2-on-3 now for ENCE to round out this first half of play. Trying to get in, but a shot from Shoxy followed up by Masuta. Team Vitality, they 11 for the half. They get this one very much in their favor. They're looking to close it out in 2. Can they get the job done? You're going to have to join us after a quick break to find out.
I remember days that we spent. I remember time that we made, thinking on the day that we met. Hope you know I'm glad that we waited. Can't forget those walks in the cold, long drives into nowhere. Tell me how it feels when I hold you tight like we don't care. I'll come whenever you call. I'll run right into your arms, or hold on whenever you fall. 'Cause you changed me, ooh, you changed me. I remember days that we spent. I remember time that we made, I'm thinking on the day that we met. Hope you know I'm glad that we waited. Can't forget those walks in the cold, long drives into nowhere. Tell me how it feels when I hold you tight like we don't care. I'll come whenever you call. I'll run right into your arms, or hold on whenever you fall. 'Cause you changed me, ooh, you changed me. I'll come whenever you call. I'll run right into your arms, or hold on whenever you fall. 'Cause you changed me, ooh, you changed me. I'll run.
Welcome back to Vitality ENCE. 11-4 of the first half, and Vitality a map up in this series. They've got to be feeling pretty damn confident, if I can say so myself. ENCE, on the other side of things, not feeling as safe and secure in this series. P250 is coming through in this pistol round, and an Xbox smoke as well landing. Vitality going to flash into middle and try and cause a ruckus.
Shox flashed into short side, but ultimately it's winning this out. Narrowly so, but they do. They're in a 3-on-2 and barreling up through Catwalk now.
Oh dear.
Apex, there's the first. Ooh, I don't know, they're all right now. It's Apex holding on, just clinging on for dear life. Sergej does deal with him. Is he going to be ready for Masuta? Fast up 3 wrap. Certainly looks like it, but the aim punch, oh, he does get a handle back on it. Gets that P2 under control.
He hits the lottery ticket there, Harry. That was luck for Sergej. Obviously, he's aiming in the right place, but that aim punch has just RNG'd his bullets, and he still lands the headshot. Obviously, great work from Sergej, but relying a little bit on his good fortune, and that has kept ENCE in this game. Without that pistol round, I think Vitality would have just steamrolled the series, but now ENCE have a chance to show us what they've got on this T side, and maybe involving a bit of B play as well as they run right towards the tunnels. This is pretty standard, setting up for a pick. If Vitality give you a kill by facing this tunnels, then ENCE will rush. If they don't, then ENCE won't rush. And, well, Vitality have given them a kill. So here are ENCE moving forward. They're actually not going to commit. Only 2 players here now. That third is dropped lower and setting up a mid to B. So it's going to be the B play for ENCE, but they're doing it calculated, playing the percentages, Harry, as Vitality have to deal with this. Masuta, nice first shot, but he goes wide, and that's where the AK sits back and relaxes. It doesn't matter. Masuta, if he didn't push there, he would have gotten shot from window anyway. So it's an ENCE round by the looks of things, as Vitality likely just have to save these SMGs.
If ENCE wanted to make this comeback happen, this is the start they needed. They get this conversion on the board. They keep the round nice and clean. ENCE aren't over yet here on the Realms of Dust 2. It's a 6th round on the board, and with just these saved weapons brought forward for Vitality, it should be a 7th waiting right around the corner for ENCE, or at least you would hope. But that said, we've seen Vitality get things done with these vanilla pistols over on the T side, and this time they've got even more than that. So I don't know if I'm ready to write this one off just yet.
Yeah, I think assuming is a danger in a series like this. But, you know, Vitality really don't have a lot to play with here, and ENCE are going to keep their rifles alive, so it would be a big mistake to let this one slip through your fingers if you're ENCE. Flash on ZywOo. We've got that mid play for Vitality. 3 crossing towards B. They might just push up a dark, and I kind of like that idea, right? Clear it out early, you know, a huge bit of information, and even if it's not clear, you get gunfights. Oh, nice shot. Man, Shoxy is warm today. Alu's watching lower, and he doesn't realize they're pushing, but a missed shot has given him the warning he needs. He's just going to smoke it off and let them get control. Even shooting as the smoke blooms, finds Masuta. Is there the gun from the body of Yampi? I wonder. Shox has found it, and he will run away with that weapon. ZywOo on the site has to deal with a long take now, and 3 with a bomb are in tow.
Oh, ZywOo with his deagle. Good for 1. But that is it for him. Now up close to this smoke is this MP9 on the back of Apex. No flash to get him through, so he tries to run the gauntlet dry, and that's a decision he comes to regret. Sergej's really starting to come to life in this second half of play. Shox is going to get out the round with an AK at a bare minimum, but it is that 7th being found here for the ENCE squad. They're not really keen on hunting Shox, right? They don't want to find themselves in this horrible situation where you've gotten off to a nice start and then Vitality get 1 round and then you're back to pistols. So they really do try and just solidify the money here. And now they'll do that by keeping 3 players alive. You even have the option for the AWPs to come out in full force here for the side of ENCE moving into this first buy round. Now ZywOo, I saw that he was saving some extra cash in that force buy in the 2nd round. So he's going to be looking to don his as well, and he will bring it out here. We get to see this head-to-head of Alu and ZywOo continue.
Ooh, Diamond shot not connecting. Vitality get a safe double B cross for the man in the middle as well. It's Apex. Vitality giving it long, and luckily for them, ENCE aren't interested. Ariel, he might just go straight through mid, but no, with the Xbox smoke climbing up the catwalk, and that's where RPK is right now. Apex has commed all this information. He's heard the jump up, so RPK should be very prepared for a player in this position. And flashed forward, he tries to take a fight, but it's a headshot angle. ZywOo nails it with the AWP. Of course he does! ZywOo with 2, smoke down at his feet, and Vitality cordoned off ENCE from that A-bomb site, at least for now. There's a man out long, that's Sergej. That might tempt ENCE to go towards A, but they've got mid control as well, so where will the penny fall here for the Finns?
Oh, Vitality. They've decided to stack very heavily with a crossfire in mid, and this leaves ZywOo, the lone gun, inside of this A site. He will have support available from Apex eventually. And actually, I like this decision. Right now, Masuda's pushed the upper tunnels. He gets the information that it's clear. Apex is holding on to mid, and he actually starts to push forward himself. Now, is he getting a little too deep for his own good? He somehow finds a 1-for-1 there, and I think that's great for Apex to have been able to accomplish that. That's enough in and of itself. Alu gets brought down very low at catwalk. Nade could seal his fate. Alu versus ZywOo in this little mini 1v1 at the A-bomb site, but Alu wants to go toe-to-toe with the rest before he tries to face the best. And Shox, well, he will rear his head up. Deals with Alu on the catwalk. 12 on the board for Vitality, and a double AWP was available, but not saved forward.
Yeah, Shox there chose the AK over it, right? And that you know, he's not even asking anyone. He doesn't care what Vitality think. He just wants to play with the AK. And at this point, I don't blame him. 12-7. Alu's back on the AWP. Sunny's on a Deeg, and ENCE's money is about to be drip dry after this round if they don't get at least a bomb plant. But really, they're hoping for a victory here. Vitality getting their first in the CT side. ZywOo's up on catwalk. And aggressively so as well. He's not getting flashed out. He's just holding an off angle, waiting for these players to peer through. But Alu might have spotted him there on that jiggle. All the missed shot. And ZywOo gets a second chance in this round. He gets an extra life. He is going to be thankful for that one as he drops towards mid and tries to fight up on Cat from this side. It's a good idea. Alu waiting, and ZywOo nails the shot. Dear, oh dear. For Alu, he had one opportunity, and with a miss, he will lose his life. B push again, and Mizuta, man, the confidence, the risk involved with that kind of play with a man advantage, and he not only drops a bomb, but gets out safely as well. Doesn't look to control it, as Vitality have all the advantages in this round. They can make ENCE work for it. Yampi's going to fall back off catwalk as that smoke lands, and a safe decision for the man on the site not to overface, because his long flank is coming through, and it can confirm this round for Vitality, 2 for RPK. It doesn't really get much harder than this if you're ENCE. So 1 on 5 for Yampi in his debut tournament for ENCE. Let's get the first. Count him out of this one. Double cat flank, 1 on the site, it's ZywOo, but that is the man of the hour here for Vitality, the man that is so hard to get past. Yampi gonna move into position. Apex has joined ZywOo. And even a jiggle just a centimeter too far could end his life. The flash is good, it forces the fight, and Apex will trade things, or not even trade, just get away with a kill. Vitality, 13-7. Things are looking pretty damn good for the Frenchman, if I say so myself, and 3 away from a 2-0 series today. I would, of course, put Vitality 2-0 up in this group. So definitely of good value here, considering their last game of the group would be Na'Vi. Of course, Vitality have already played Na'Vi, I forgot. It's been a long day. They played them in the opening match where Na'Vi took that 2-1 victory, so this would at least be Vitality going 2-1 up, rather. Still a score to be proud of, as is the one in this game. Full eco for ENCE. They can't afford a thing. It's back to Glocks.
Not expecting much from this round, Hugo, if I'm being honest. Would be pretty sick, though. Kind of around for ENCE to try and come up with solutions and try and test this this setup for Vitality. Try and piece together exactly how they want to approach it in this follow-up round. In this one, going to come down to a cat play by the looks of things. And this is pretty common in these Glock rounds, right? Like B tunnel, it's a real funnel and a real choke point. So you do just get mowed down. Cat, you have a bit more freedom of movement. You can try and isolate that one fight in the site. But even then, you know, I'm being very optimistic. Let's see if these Glocks can accomplish anything. ZywOo, he's pretty happy about this. He's got a bit of a shooting gallery, but he does fall off from long. And that's the site given over. A bomb plant looking to come through, but it gets denied by Apex. Coming up the ramp, him and RPK, they combine for 4 kills between them. And they also deny the plant to ENCE. So even though they get up into the site, they have the chance. They don't actually get that bomb plant. Would have loved the extra money, but they don't get that now. And you see the difference it would have had. It would have allowed for an AWP to come out in this round here. No, that's not the case. So Ali relegated down to this AK. Still attempting to hit a player on the mid-cross. His old habits die hard.
The kill distribution for Vitality is great, right? Like everyone's between like 3, apart from Mizuta, who's just been really sitting back on B and relaxing. Well, right now he needs to have his wits about him, but he's actually on long this round with the AK. It's Shox solo B and a man dead from lower early on. That's Apex. So a B play for ENCE. Shox wanting to put a stop to it. How many will he get? He's given away his position and wasted some ammo here. He's not going to have many chances to reload with ENCE about to burst his bomb site. They waiting for a pick before they commit. Sunny's trying to fake up on A right now. Push back that cat play, but the grenade is great, and RPK drops off the back of it. Shox now needs to stop this rush rather, and ZywOo is flashed out. Shox hiding. They haven't seen him. They think this site's clear, and Shox finally going to get dealt with. Takes a peek. Aerial deals with him. The team flash from ZywOo not really working in his favor, and that molly won't stop the plant either. It will push Sergej out, and oh no, that is despicable from ZywOo. It's not going to matter.
3-on-3, yeah, they're going to decide to save. So much time ticked off the bomb, and with the other 2 players so far away, Vitality, they decide it's not worth it, despite the even odds. They want to hold on to what they've got into this follow-up round. Really playing the long game on this one, our Vitality, because that's the thing, their money's fine anyway. Even if they attempted this, they'd be buying, but they're just focusing on trying to deny the comeback to ENCE while looking to secure this victory smartly. And they know, right, that if they kind of gift ENCE the ability to take charge of the money in this matchup, there's still a chance. So they do everything in their power to stop that. Round on the board for the Finns. We get to see the replay of that from Sergej's perspective. That is just despicable. That is despicable. That's not a kill that you should ever be finding. Ever. And not in the fashion that ZywOo just did it.
Well, they'll take it. Even though it has very little consequence for the match, it's certainly a flashy one. 14-8 up though, Vitality just 2 away from this victory and a double B setup, holding the tunnels. Look at ENCE. They are so grouped, man. Not even trying to push players off of the catwalk this time. Sunny, he's having a rough game, but he got naded last round on Cat. He's going to go back to it, but there's no one here. So there's not really a lot that he can sell or he can fake. He can throw grenades, but, you know, Apex ain't moving anytime soon, buddy. Sunny's going to run right through middle. Oh, he doesn't check it. And, well, he continues his streak of bad luck. Mizuta shutting down 2. Apex with 1. Shox in the back of the site. Can't find a kill, but Apex certainly can. And now it's all down to Alu. Up against 14. Smoking the door. He has the bomb, but he's trying to cross, and, well, that won't get allowed. Apex spams the door and finishes the round. It's 15 to Vitality, and this just feels like an inevitable victory for them. ENCE only 1 round away from defeat in this series. It'll be their first loss of the group. They managed to take down Na'Vi yesterday, which is shocking now that we look at this result. It bodes the question, you know, where are Na'Vi right now, right? We're going to get a lot of answers later on with their game versus NIP. You know, the fact that they beat Vitality, they lose to ENCE, but Vitality beat ENCE. I mean, that you know, that food chain, that circle of life, it continues, Harry. Counter-Strike is never as clear as, oh, this team is better than that team, which is better than that team. You know, different styles can affect different teams. Vitality right now, they are well and truly in the lead.
It all comes down to this, the 5-man long play. See if ENCE can keep the party rolling here on Dust. Aerial's going to get run boosted round, and he sees that the site is clear. But is it really clear? That's the question you have to ask. There's a man like ZywOo floating around here, and he's looking to put some numbers up.
What?
Somehow no shot connects there. I don't know. ZywOo feels like he got cheated out of a kill, but let's see if he can make up for it. The answer is no. However, RPK at Cat at least brings this back into a somewhat doable round now for Masuta. 1v2, but with Alu still now with this AWP in hand, set up at the crossroads to watch. Masuta moving into the open. Tricky for Masuta. Molotov burns Sergej out and gives him that one-on-one, but Alu's able to trade from the card. 9 on the board now for ENCE. The long play works wonders.
That's a really good decision for Alu as well, right? When he sees the fact that, you know, firstly, he knows where Masuta is coming from, but Masuta is throwing util on the site. Alu, instead of just sitting back in pit and waiting for the bomb, and trying to play the tap, right? He forces the fight. He kills Masuta before he gets comfortable because Masuta just has to rush the site after that kill. And maybe there's a world where he has a smoke and he sticks to the bomb. So Alu denies any chance of that happening, rather. And, well, it keeps ENCE in this series, but only by the skin of their teeth. This buy, again, lacking. Double Galil and a Mach 10. Alu does have armor on his AWP. And if anything, the Vitality money is starting to run dry as well. So if ENCE get this 10th round, they can really start to rock together some T-side rounds and break Vitality's economy.
Here. He looks like it. Down into CT he goes, but they are holding for it. They were meant to be split in mid, but Masuta has just saved the day. How has this happened? This was a 5-on-4, and ENCE were looking to get all set up. They were getting ready. They were feeling good, and now they really don't. Masuta with a double. However, in doing so, he'd rotated away and left this B site open, right for the taking now. ENCE moving on in. With a 2-on-4, still overwhelming odds stacked against them. And ZywOo holding this cross. He's going to try and peek into it. The shot is baited out from Sunny, but Alu doesn't connect it. Masuta with the tunnels flank should have this one dead to rights, and indeed he does. It's the young gun for Vitality to get this one over the line. 16-9, and they get it done in 2.
What a gangster round for Masuta. The fact that Yampi is in spawn, he's watching for that catch-up that's coming through, Harry, but it's all a bait. It's all to allow Sunny to run out mid and get that trade. And then Masuta rather just shuts him down, finds 4 in the round, destroys both B players in the pre-plant. And Vitality, man, they just look good today. They look really, really good. This team is getting better and better every game we see from them. And yeah, okay, it was nice to watch Yampi on the AWP. We didn't see a whole lot of it, though, in that second map. The money wasn't there for ENCE. They got steamrolled a little bit in that first half. And boy, oh boy, they have got some work to do moving forward. Their last game is going to be taking on NIP, and that will be tomorrow, I imagine. But for now, we've got Na'Vi NIP. That's our next matchup here of the day at DreamHack Masters. So stick around, check out the analyst desk, and the next BO3 in just a bit.
Well, if you take a 6 and a 9, you put them together, yeah, you probably get the number 69, or you get the number of rounds that ENCE were able to put together in this series, 15 total, and it's going to be Vitality walking away with it on the back of some very, very nasty, almost disturbing shots there from young ZywOo. 69 on this final map of Dust 2. We don't even need Nuke. It's Vitality running the show right here for the DreamHack Masters Stream 2020. We're ready to walk you into this one, lock you into this one, and talk to you about why you should always be aware of where ZywOo is and what he's capable of. To do that, of course, we've got Blair. Excuse me, I don't even have Blair. I've got Jacob and Halvor. Sorry, Blair. Maybe later.
Yeah, no, this is, again, leading up to this matchup, I said that, I didn't really put too much stock into what Vitality were able to deliver versus NIP because, again, new lineup on NIP's end, and that could lead to pretty ugly numbers, on their end. But no, this was super impressive from Vitality from start to finish. There was never really any point in the game where I felt like they were threatened. And yeah, this is about as easy of a Counter-Strike game as you can get as a professional team, it feels like.
Yeah, not a big fight, to be completely honest. I think ENCE couldn't replicate the performance we saw yesterday, unfortunately. They were looking good, I think, against Na'Vi on Dust 2, but today they got manhandled by Cyber. They got manhandled by RPK as well. That T-side from him, there was a few occasions where he just ran into that B-bomb side, killed both of the players, and RPK said, all right, round over. We need to see that RPK some more, because honestly, he's one of the most fun players to watch when he's feeling it.
Yeah, and it is interesting and even more fun for all of us to watch when that squad of Vitality has come together and when they're meshing, when they're coming together in a cohesive way, and it's showing in the server. The results are showing for Vitality. For ENCE, though, the woes continue. Yampy, whatever you want to say it, however you want to say it, it's not enough. ENCE do not have an answer for Vitality today.
No, they didn't. There was no player stepping it up. I think looking at the statistics here on Dust 2, for example, Sergej and Sonny, they combined for 8 frags in total on their CT side, right? That's supposed to be 2 of your main fraggers with the rifles. They only combined for 8 frags throughout 15 rounds. Simply not good enough. So both on an individual level, but also I'd say like the way they approach the game, they just got outplayed by a much, much better playing Vitality today.
Yeah, no, again, just have to echo the same. I'm really curious. Obviously, we're going to get to talk to some of the ENCE players eventually, but I can't understand what's happened to Sonny, because he, has his time in Mouse Sports, looks like, like a top 10 player in the world at times, and definitely on Mirage. Like when you think about, people playing Connector, you would probably put him and Crims up there as 2 of the best in the world, during his span in Mouse Sports. And nowadays, it's very much the opposite. He just can't deliver individually, and there's nothing really to point, very clearly to why that is happening. So, yeah, and I'm looking forward to get some answers on that.
He goes 7-19 on Dust 2, 10-19 over there on the first map in Mirage. Yeah, for Sonny, it was not an easy day in the office by any stretch of the imagination. Now, I think what we should do, though, is give this proper justice. And I'm sure we ran the replay back before, but I would just absolutely love to see this one again. This is going to be the shot from ZywOo over here towards the B doors on Dust 2. And honestly, I'm sitting in my chair and I'm watching this, and I'm, what? You what?
That's disgusting. It's just disgusting. I don't even know.
It's not fair.
Yeah.
It does not seem fair. And obviously that is a very raw and very, very much an example of a reaction shot in real time. So what can you even do against that? If you're ENCE and that happens to you, you really can't even be mad.
No, I guess you're busy just picking up your jaw from the floor at that point. I think Carrie and Hugo put it nicely. That was despicable, really. Like, players shouldn't be able to do that, but he's one of a kind.
He is truly that. Now, one of a kind amidst a team of legends. We're going to go ahead and bring one of them in right now. I actually believe that we have the opportunity to catch up with Shoxy. It's not his birthday anymore, but he did get a victory today, so perhaps blowing out the candles is on the cards. Shoxy, I got a question for you, dude.
Hello.
Hey, man, here's my question. When you or ZywOo, when you guys decide to do whatever you're doing, which is hitting every single shot in the server, is it ever like, wow, WTF, how do we do that?
What do you mean exactly?
Do you ever find yourself asking, wait, did we just pull that off? How did we do this? How has ZywOo hit this shot? How have I hit this shot? How have I won this 1v4 in the A site or something of those sorts? Does it catch you off guard how good you are?
No, not especially. No. Everything is fine.
Just business as usual.
Business as usual, Trace. That's how it is being good at the game. You should try someday. Shox, Apex is the new in-game leader. Apex is the new in-game leader of your lineup right now, and we're questioning whether or not he has the leadership skills. Now you're playing with him, you're practicing with him. How would you say it's going so far, having him as the dedicated in-game leader?
So far, it's going pretty good. He's learning every day, every week, and also we want to work in a system where every players have to, got their own responsibility, and every players basically can make a call if they think that it's a good one. There is no restriction that because we got one in-game leader, then he should call like absolutely all the time. Sure. We are 5. We got 5 brand. We are 5 players, so anyone can come up with an ID. Can be in the freestyle, can win a mid-call round or whatever, even a retake or whatever. It can come from everyone, I would say. So Apex don't have to do the full-time job. Okay. This is how we try to work.
as a team.
I would do. Point.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
We saw yesterday, Shox, that you had an incredible series and you're very well playing individually. Now, truth to be told, I don't think you've been playing up to the level we know you can as of late. Are we going to see more of the Shox yesterday, or are we going to see more of the Shox we've seen the past year? Because, I mean, we are, considering how good you have been in the past and how good you can be, we know that you can be one of the best players in the world. Is there anything holding you back at the moment for you to perform consistently at the level we saw yesterday, or is it just, you getting back into it?
It's a really tough question, honestly. Even me, if I could, I will always have my best level, of course, But this is something that I don't. I'm trying to find consistency. Definitely, I'm trying to do some stuff to work every match day. I'm trying to have a routine that I always do to find in that way some consistency. And I think this past few match I had more consistency than the past few months, So there are some good signs, but definitely this is also not something that I don't want to get to focus too much myself on it, as the main objective is just to be good as a team, to be a good teammate, and to have good team play. And I'm sure that if we got this, and if I help the team by having this, then my individual level will be on point, It's better to think, I guess it's better to think in that way, to be focused on your individual level.
Sounds good.
All right. No, for you guys, this was two maps that kind of, I guess, played out a little bit differently, because over on Mirage, you guys were consistently getting opening frags, which led to, I guess, fairly easy rounds for you to close out, because you were able to take advantage of the situation you put yourself in. But over on Dust 2, you still managed to find success, even though over the game as a whole, you actually end up losing a majority of the opening duels. So is there something you guys have worked on specifically as a team in terms of how you actually get back from, let's say, a 4v5 or 3v4 situation?
For sure, we this is some kind of situations that we work a bit on, but basically it's more about knowing how you can play it and finding the best solution with the information you have, because either you have a pick or either you get a pick, if you are in 5v4 or 4v5, it comes down to work, and it also comes down to the situation to have the good call in the right situation, I would say.
Hey, so Shoxy, I think I want to open the floor for you to kind of describe this, or better yet, explain what's going on within Vitality, but in French. Can you tell all the people out there, all the baguette lovers in French, what it is that Vitality is now? You guys have found success. You're looking good. Can you say it in French?
What do you want me exactly to say in French?
I want you to tell them that you love them, like you would look me in the eye, tell me you love me.
Only if you do love him.
Sure, I do. Ah les frérots, on va pas se mentir, on vous kiffe, hein. Merci beaucoup pour votre soutien, merci de nous suivre, etc. et tout. J'espère que vous kiffez autant que nous nos derniers matchs. En général, quand on kiffe et qu'on gagne, vous kiffez aussi. Donc c'est que du bonheur, et en tout cas, nous on espère juste que ça va continuer comme vous. Et puis on se fait tous des gros câlins, plein de bisous, et on se kiffe.
Oh, très bien.
I'm sold. Très bien. Thank you very much, Shoxy. We're going to let you go, man. Go have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye. All right. So, started out a little bit topsy-turvy, but we got there in the end of the day, and we let him speak what he needed to speak. And he also, I think he said he loves us. So, there is that. Anyway, guys, for Vitality, it looks good. This is the Vitality that we expect to see going forward. Now, for ENCE, again, the woes continue.
Yeah, that was a disappointing performance yesterday. However, they were looking good today. Not so much.
Yeah, no, that's a nice way of putting it. One of the things that I really looked forward to, just across both maps, really was be able to see the impact of the double op setups. For the first map, Aldo doesn't have the best individual showing, and they kind of get off to such a rough start that it's not too much time to actually establish an economy on their CT side and so on. But even on Dust 2, like once they actually got double ops in hands, they start off by pretty much losing to a Glock eco. So yeah, something didn't really sit right today. I don't necessarily think this means that, again, we can go back on, I guess, the train of ENCE, faltering and being in a bit of a cliff dive. But no, this is definitely, I guess, a team that's struggling to find their consistency.
Yeah, and well, speaking of ENCE, we're actually going to let them weigh in as well. We're going to go ahead and bring in the inside of things. And my friend, it has not been an easy day for you. But I want to just straight up ask you, why is it different playing today versus Vitality versus when you guys played Na'Vi the other day? It's just like two totally different looking teams.
Actually, I think for today, most of the rounds we gave away by not really feeling the game and hitting our shots. I feel like if we had hit our shots like yesterday with good aim, the rounds could have gone to us and the games could have been a lot tighter.
So
Would you? Sorry, Hal. Would you say that the ENCE we saw yesterday is that the ENCE you guys? They say like, is that the ENCE you guys show in practice? Is that the ENCE you think you can replicate and show more of, or is the ENCE we saw today more like the ENCE you are at right now?
Of course, I would say that the ENCE we saw yesterday is more like us. We on practice we have played really great, and yesterday it worked out, but today not.
So again, speaking a little bit more to one of your teammates, Sunny, obviously you guys know what he's capable of and everything, and I think everybody's followed Counter-Strike for the last couple of years know how good he can be, but he hasn't really seemed to find his place in this new ENCE lineup. And is this something that's mainly happening during official games? Like, is he performing during practice games? And is there something that you guys have spoken about as a team in terms of like trying to figure out how you can get Sunny back to the level that we know he has in him?
At the start when we got Sunny in our team, we just straight up put him to Alexi B's roles, and they really didn't fit him at all. Now we have switched a lot, and I think he's getting more better at those positions right now, and he's getting better and being capable of what he was before.
Talking about you as an individual, Sergej, you had a really good year last year, I would say, especially in the beginning. Ever since it's been slowing down a little bit, is there anything holding you back to perform as an individual right now, or is it just one of those periods that all players go through?
Yeah, I'm not feeling like anything different has been. I think it's just a bad period, like you said.
Okay. Are you doing anything in particular to get out of it, or is it just, trying to get through it as fast as possible?
Yeah, I'm just trying to do the same things and get to the mood again to play really good.
All right.
So doing the same things and then trying to get a different result. Oh, okay. Let me ask you this, Sergej. Look, man. Obviously, Jean-Pierre has come in and he plays. He plays at this tournament. He's allowed to play where he's allowed to play. What does that work, and how does that work for within the team? How do you slot a player like him into this lineup?
I think actually he fit in this team really well because we haven't had double AWP setups. Like, I played AWP sometimes, but I'm not like a superstar AWPer, and he is. So I think he's fitting really well, like, to the positions we gave him.
So how much time do you guys think it's going to take for you to be able to again, we come back to consistency, but how long do you think it's going to take for you guys to fully incorporate Jumpy into the lineup? Because obviously you guys are switching back and forth and everything, and that, I guess, might slow down how quickly you get there. But do you think, like, in 3 months' time, this lineup with Jumpy in it should be something to be feared?
Yeah, definitely. 3 months, that should be enough to make things work.
Do you think that that's kind of a blanket thing, though? Do you? Let me kind of simplify this. Do you think with teams that do go through roster changes, do you think 3 months is about the average of what it would take to have the team that you're looking for, to be built up to the best that team could possibly have? 3 months, 6 months? What is 3 months about it?
3 months should give results. Of course, 3 months is not enough to show the best that the team can give. Like, at the first ENCE team that we made, it took us like over half a year back then. But like 3 months at this level, I think you should be able to give good results already.
Yeah, man, and it's unfortunate that those results weren't today. Is there anything that you'd like to say to the ENCE fans around the world that found themselves a little tense?
Nothing much. Thank you for supporting us, of course.
Well, cool. Easy as that. Not so easy for ENCE, but easy for Sergej. Thank you so much for your time, my friend. We'll see you later.
Thank you. Bye.
Cool. So we got some answers out of Sergej. Jacob, what did you learn?
Well, I did learn that ENCE is... I think the sentiment you get of ENCE right now is the fact that they're not really sure where they're going either, right? It's still a relatively new period for them. They've been practicing with Yampi and apparently he's fitting well with inside the lineup. That's good to hear. Sonny getting more and more comfortable. I think we saw that yesterday as well. But from getting better to actually get consistently good as we saw yesterday against Navi, there's a long road ahead of them. So I think we see positive signs. I think he's onto something when it's getting a little bit better, but maybe not as fast as they would like to. Yampi, to me, has been a positive surprise so far, but I would love to see if we could get ENCE through the playoff and maybe get to see them play some more against some equal opponents.
Let's take a look at some of the play that we saw today, though. And Jacob, I'm understanding that you have a stats helix for us.
Yeah, I do, and that's more focused towards Vitality, because I think Vitality did a lot of good stuff, especially here in Dust 2 now. This round is a very basic round. You can see top right of the scoreboard right here. There hasn't been played a lot of the time, and all 4 players from Vitality over here, and then Shox alone towards Catwalk. What he's going to do is he's going to throw a smoke that is going to land right here. He's going to then throw a grenade, and what that does is he's trying to fake out the rotation. So you can see Sonny, well, he hears that smoke, he sees that Molotov, so he's gonna change focus towards over here, and as that happens, they explode in towards the B bomb side. This is Counter-Strike at a very, very basic level. This is not a genius stretch. This is not, something that they're practicing and dry running on a server. This is just basic 1-4 Counter-Strike, and it works if you're doing it properly, and that's what I like to see from Vitality. They're not trying to overcomplicate things. If we switch the point of view to the players that we saw before, you can see how tough it is to defend here. Yampi gets the first shot right here, and then he just gets overwhelmed. Not much he can do right here. The second player that is coming in, Sergej, well, he gets thrown off by that Molotov and that information, gets in there, doesn't win the first duel, round over. It's just super, super simple and basic Counter-Strike from Vitality, and that's all you need sometimes. You don't need to reinvent, the new wheel or anything like that. Just do basic Counter-Strike, get it working. A simple fake from Shox, I think the Molotov and a single smoke was enough to completely rattle out the entirety of ENCE right here.
I'm just thinking about this new wheel concept that you've kind of come up with, and I'm wondering how that's going to work. I'd rather look at Group D instead and try to figure out how this one's going to shake down at the very end. We're just about ready to settle this one as far as it goes. We see Team Vitality sitting up there 2-1. But overall, Halvor, give me a quick synopsis of this group.
I mean, yeah, we've seen Vitality being able to deliver 2 strong games in a row, and again, they could have been sitting at 3 victories if they had managed to close out their series versus Navi. Now we're in for a bit of a treat with Navi and IP, 2 teams that have kind of disappointed us, I'd say, so far in this group, and it's going to be pretty indicative of who actually makes it through to the playoffs. And IP are in need of a win.
Yeah, they certainly are. That being that next matchup, Navi-NIP. Now, we didn't expect Navi to have their backs against the wall. NIP, we could probably give a little bit more leeway to. Either way, for us, it's time for us to begin to segue out of here. I think that does it for this matchup. When we return, it is going to be Navi in the server. It is going to be the Ninjas in pajamas, and it is going to be a best of 3 right here for the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. We'll be right back in a little while. Not right back, so to say. BBL.